Nation, we are back. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphic and Hammer Show. I am one of your hosts, Graphic Raider. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet. That means hit those thumbs up and also break those thumbs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed. I am 7 away from 28,000 subscribers. Can we get 7 new subs? Hit that sub. We'll hit that 28K. We'll do a special show, maybe a giveaway from OakLosVegas sometime this week. We also got my brother in the building. It's good to see my guy back. Hammer's house. What's good, little bro?
Ladies and gentlemen, the tribal chief of Raider Nation is fucking back. Do me a favor.
Acknowledge me.
You are acknowledged, kind sir. And once again, salute to the greatest chat, man. Make sure you guys throw the ones in the chat for our brother Hammer. It's always good to see our guy back in the building. What you been up to, man?
Life's been lifing.
Yeah.
But we're back, guys. We finally got some things squared away, straightened out.
Yeah.
We're going to be on a few times a week. I want to give you guys 45 to an hour, maybe even throw some pre-recordeds here and there. But we're fucking back, y'all. We are back. On a somber note, I'm gonna touch on this real quick. Me and Big Bro, we talk all the time, so he knows what's up.
Yeah.
But those that have been watching, this is year 4. We know about the monster among pups, my little man.
Yeah.
And last week, Titan was diagnosed with lymphoma.
Yeah.
It definitely has been a rough week. Making him comfortable. He's still living his best life. He still has his energy.
He's a dog, no pun intended, bro. Yeah. Titan is one of the ones, bro. He's one of the ones, man. Everybody in the chat, do us a favor, man. For those who've been rocking with us over here at Shieldmore for a long time, throw the prayer hands in the comment section for our guy, Titan, man. You hate to see it, but guess what, man? He's in good hands out there in Jersey, man. Salute to Titan, as always, man. I know you've been going through a lot, man, but once again, we got some football to talk about, right? Post-June is officially here. It's June 2nd now. A lot of money's being freed up from franchises all across the NFL right now. A lot of money being, put back into these salary cap funds. And it looks as though the Raiders may make a move or two here soon. I've been talking about this. We're going to talk about a specific players. You guys see the thumbnail. You already know what time it is. But I want to ask your opinion on this because I've been talking about it ad nauseum. Are you doing any post-June moves here? Are you ripping and running with what we have? And we're going to talk about, what some of these guys have looked like out there in OTAs early on. But I want your take, little bro. Like, how do you feel about the way we should go about things now? We have about, $38 million. I believe that some of the money was freed up from the Andre James and Gardner Minshew contracts as well. So, right. I mean, how are you going about this thing post-June?
Do I like what our roster looks like right now? Yes. Do I still think we need some upgrades here and there? Yes. I know the other day you did a live. You're talking about some receivers, and it's kind of probably not going to happen at this point. Do I think we still need a receiver? I think maybe one. I think one vet. Yeah.
Hearing really good things about Dante Thornton right now. Hearing that he's ahead of the curve already, and it looks as though he's more polished than some thought and some assumed, which is great because we can definitely use him in year one. Our big speedster out of Tennessee, a friend of the show. So, I mean, that's good. And we're going to go over this Vinny B article that he dropped today as well about some things that he's seeing out there. But I think receiver, man, is one of those positions where it's like we could use one, but we don't necessarily have to need that route.
Linebacking room, I'm still very, very nervous about. Secondary, meh, but no on Jalen Ramsey.
No, huh?
No, bro. No.
Oh my! Here we go. The show is already going left right now. Why?
No. Because of the money.
He's owed 16 this year. I mean, I know it's
what is he owed the following
exactly 25, 26 and some shit. But you can always work around it. We got a ton of money these next few seasons. You know what I mean? So I mean, you could.
It's crazy though because people are up and down with this, and certain guys now, like for those that are unaware, the whole drama in New England already with Stephon Diggs, and a bunch of y'all wanted him here, right? Congratulations, you played yourself because more shit, more drama. Thank God we didn't fucking risk that.
He was at OTAs today, Mr. Boats and Hose himself. He was there. You know, with his pink fairy dust and all that. He was in town. So it looks as though they're not going to go the cut route just yet. And real quick, salute to Herman Munster and becoming a member on both channels. We appreciate you, my guy. Welcome to Green Dot Gang. Salute to my guy, man. If you guys want to become a member like our guy Herman, hit the links. They're pinned up top. It definitely helps us. But I want to know why not? I mean, I know the money, but once again, we have a ton of space this season, next season, the following season. I mean, this would be the time to make a move to deepen that cornerback group. Because what if Jacorian doesn't take that next step in year 3? What if DCAM doesn't step it up? What if Porter's not ready to go? And what if Eric Stokes is just Eric Stokes up to this point? You know what I mean? Like outside of his rookie season, he hasn't really shown a ton of promise. He's been injured a ton. I mean, then what? I mean, we may be really thin in that group.
I've said this in terms of a what-if scenario when it comes to Jalen Ramsey. Mm-hmm. And if it's draft capital, okay. But I would like the Dolphins to pick up a piece of that tab on the remaining money on that contract. If they're good with that, then cool. Right now, they have a situation with their tight end, Geno Smith. I think the only player on the team that made the Pro Bowl last year.
And he wants to remain there, too. That's what's so crazy.
And all he wants is a rework deal, but they're talking about potentially trading him to Pittsburgh.
Had a Pro Bowl year, over 900 yards receiving last season, best year of his career. And like you said, this is their lone Pro Bowler, and they're looking to potentially move him. That just kind of lets you know where Miami is in the grand scheme of things right now. They're trying to move that Tyreek Hill contract. Jonah, I don't know why they would move him right now. That's one of their bright spots. And then it makes sense with Jalen Ramsey. I mean, I think that relationship is pretty much, it's a done deal. He's been on social media hinting at, moving forward post-June and so on and so forth. He's 30 years old now. It makes a ton of sense. I think that he's realizing also that win now mode, that window is closed, and honestly, I think their head coach has been a little figured out. Hammer, I mean, am I doing too much by saying that? I think that offense has been a little outside of, the injuries to Tua. They've had some rough patches out there, but I just kind of think that they've been figured out there in Miami.
Has it though? He's another guy, isn't he, off the Shanahan tree? If he was figured out, then every other person that's on the Shanahan tree has been figured out.
I mean, potentially, I don't know, man. It's just they had a ton of talent out there. They had a ton of injuries on the defensive side of the ball. They haven't had the greatest O-line. Chain is back, so they have one of the better running backs in football. But, I don't know, man. It's crazy that a few years ago, we were like, man, that Miami window is starting to open up. They have a ton of talent out there, and they have a really good head coach. And now they're moving on from Ramsey, potentially Tyreek Hill, and their Pro Bowl tight end, which is kind of crazy.
What does it look like with Miami if they were to cut him? How much of a cap hit is that if they cut Ramsey?
If they cut Ramsey, let me see. If they move, the Dolphins had traded Ramsey before June 1st. They'd have been responsible for $25.2 million in dead money. That's $8.5 million higher than his current cap hit for the season, meaning it would have cost the Dolphins $8.5 million of their current $13.5 million in cap space to trade Ramsey. By postponing any deal until now, the Dolphins lower the dead money to just $6.7 million. That's especially important because it's possible Miami will be forced to eat some of Ramsey's remaining $21 million in guaranteed compensation in order to facilitate a trade. Obviously, the hope is to find a buyer for all of it, but this gives the Dolphins more flexibility. This is according to NFLTradeRumors.com. So there you go.
I'll give you a third and a fifth. I'll give you a third and a fifth right now. If you're eating some of that contract, I'm giving you a third and a fifth for him.
I wouldn't do that. I'd give him a fourth. If they're going to eat a ton of that cap, maybe a third. I mean, remember, years prior, a younger Ramsey, they gave up a third to get him. And this is a guy that played all 17 games, started all 17 games, but he's a year older. He's not the same player he once was. I'm not moving a third and a fifth. The most I would give is a fourth. And if they would eat a ton of that, I'd throw them a third, potentially throw them a third. But they may end up cutting them, here soon as well. I don't think that any team really wants to think about it like this. A lot of these teams that are in win now mode right now, right?
Sure.
The Philadelphia Eagles, they got younger DBs. They went and addressed that in the draft. They went and got some nice dudes that balled out for him last season. 2 guys, I believe, in the first round, correct? Buffalo went and got younger with that defensive side of the football this season. Kansas City has some dogs already out there. I mean, what team right now in win now mode could potentially make a move for Jalen Ramsey? All the only teams I'm hearing that potentially would bring him in, Atlanta, because of the Raheem Morris connection, the defensive coordinator in Carolina, which they're not in win now mode. They're one of the worst teams in football. I think they're going to get better this season. I think that they got, they improved that roster, but to be determined. I just don't know. The Rams are probably the only team right now that are in win now mode that maybe are looking to potentially throw back that third that they got from Miami initially to bring him back into the fold. They can use him. The Rams could definitely use Ramsey.
I could see him going to Atlanta. It was funny because I was talking to one of the guys at work the other night that I want to put a parlay together for division winners. And I have Atlanta winning the NFC South this season.
I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be. I think Michael Penix Jr. is going to take the next step. They're looking to move Kirk Cousins here shortly. Yep. So that'll take away all that pressure of him being on the bench behind Michael Penix Jr. They have a sneaky defense. They had a really good draft class, a really good head coach. I can see that. I could definitely see that, brother. Tampa Bay may take a step back this year. We shall see. Salute the Hug. To the nation and my dogs. Hug is down to 178, a semi-chiseled gangster. Anything is achievable with persistence and the right mindset. Pimping. Salute to my guy, Hug. Dizzle on the $5 smash-a-rooney. Appreciate you, my brother, and congratulations. Keep grinding, man. You love to see it, man. Our dog is out there getting healthy, getting right. At our age,
Squala, city of squala.
You got to do it. Salute to my brother, Hug. Keone, I agree, a 4th rounder. That's what I'm looking to move because of that contract. I know there's not a ton of guaranteed money left on that. What is it? I think they said somewhere around 20 million, roughly. Yeah. I'd move a 4th. But if they picked up a ton of it, the most I would go is a 3rd round pick. The most. But we shall see. But there's going to be some moving and shaking here soon. If you had to be a betting man, where's Jalen Ramsey going?
Atlanta's a possibility. I think a reunion in LA is a possibility. Again, if things play itself out the correct way, we could end up with him. Are we in a win now mode right now? No, I think we're in a mode to compete. So would I take it? Yes, absolutely.
Where does
fourth? Yes,
all day. Where does Jair Alexander land? He's missed a ton of football these past few seasons. Former All-Pro corner out there in Green Bay. Sounds like they haven't been on the same page in terms of bringing him back. I believe there was a report that came out that Green Bay would like to restructure his deal and keep him around, and there's a conversation being had. I keep seeing a ton of the Commanders potentially they can use another corner out there in their win now mode. I'm seeing that Green Bay they may patch it up and he may stick around. Who's to say? Where do you got Jair end up going?
Commanders, Cardinals, maybe the Niners.
The Cardinals or the Niners?
Because the Niners lost like 14 players to free agency, and a lot of their defense has like been depleted. I could see him going to San Francisco.
Okay.
Santa Clara, San Francisco, wherever the fuck they play.
Does Tyreek Hill remain with the Niners office? I don't think anyone wants to pick him up with all the off-field shit. You know what I mean? And just the trolling and the tweets and all the stuff that he does on social media, the contract, let alone the contract, him being over 30 years old. He's had a few injuries, in recent times. Tyreek, stick around in Miami. I got him sticking around.
And I dare somebody in the chat to be like, oh, bring him here. Nope.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But once again, man, I'm excited to see some moving and shaking here soon. Is there any names that you think? Give me some like sneaky names that you could potentially see as maybe some post-June cuts or maybe even some candidates to be traded. You have any names? Have you been paying attention to what's going on?
I really haven't been. Again, everything's going on recently. I haven't really tapped into anything realistically. I've watched Wasted here.
Yeah.
I did see the presser last week, and we talked about that. I think it was yesterday morning with Chip.
Yeah.
But I really have not looked at anything else. I really haven't.
Yeah. Are you excited right now about all the talk coming out of OTAs? It sounds like the offense is starting to gel. You know, I know it's only OTAs, no helmets, no pads, but it looks as though his system is starting to finally be installed. It looks as though Geno has been a really good presence out there at the quarterback position. Dante's looking good. Jack Besh is looking good. Brock is back, from finally graduating at Georgia. Genty, I'm hearing really good things about him. How do you feel right now watching those pressers and seeing the energy out there, man? Pete,
I'm incredibly excited. I'm incredibly excited for everything I heard specifically from Chip Kelly. And this is something that I've talked about 4 years I've been doing this. Like, one thing that these coaches need to do is to be able to adapt to their players' strengths and use their strengths to succeed, whether it being offense, defense, special teams, what have you. And we know he's been a journeyman. He's been a head coach at the NFL level. He's also a head coach in college, the college ranks, and a coordinator as well. He wants to play to these guys' strengths. Now, what does that mean for the offensive line? What is the scheme going to be this time around? What is down the entire offensive line? What is the strength? Is it going to be a zone blocking scheme? Is it going to be a gap reading scheme? Like, what are we doing? But everything he had to say, I'm incredibly excited for this offense and with Chip Kelly holding the reins for it. I'm very intrigued and excited to see what this offense is going to look like this year.
Me too. Post-June, you guys, keep an eye on a few names. We know Kirk Cousins is probably a guy that's going to be on the move here soon. Coming off that Achilles injury. It's Achilles, right? I believe it was the Achilles injury with Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
He should be on the move here shortly. They invested an early round draft pick on Michael Penix Jr. It was only a matter of time. Trey Hendrickson, keep an eye on him. The 30-year-old pass rusher who's had 17 and a half sacks last season. I mean, led the league in sacks, and now Cincinnati does not want to take care of him, which is kind of nasty. But he may be on the move here shortly. And also we talked about the other names, the Jair Alexanders of the world, the Tyreek Hills, the Jalen Ramsey. If it's a sure thing, he'll be gone here soon. But keep an eye on some of those names. We're also going to do something special today, you guys. We're going to do some predictions on production from some of our players. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw out some stats from previous years, from last year to be exact, from some of these guys. And I want Hammer has not been around. So what I want Hammer to do is pull up and just say, this is what I think this guy is going to do this season. This is what I think this guy is going to do this season. Are we good with the Hammer?
I could straight up go over under. If you're gonna go off of performance last year, just go over under, and I'll tell you.
Let's do that. And in the midst, we'll both give some predictions here and there. Mm-hmm. Let's do that. Salute the Hug as well. Chip is fitting to come back to the NFL with a vengeance. Mark my words when I say even our OC has something to prove. The future of the Raiders is bright as fuck. Get your shades. And you know what's funny, Hug? And this may be a bold take, but guess what, Hug? I love that the Raiders, once we got Pete Carroll, we kind of went out and got our Ben Johnson. I don't want to say, Chip is more proven than Ben up to this point. Ben has had a couple great seasons in Detroit, but we don't know who he is as a head coach yet, right? But what I mean by that is we brought Pete Carroll, a phenomenal head coach, defensive-minded guy, but we went and made Chip the highest paid offensive coordinator in football, a brilliant offensive mind that even some people would say, Hammer, in years prior, that sometimes he kind of was trying to do a little too much offensively. Being so innovative offensively, just having the mind that he has. So I'm excited to see, what he can do this upcoming season. I've been hearing nothing but great things about Chip Kelly. I know that Deshaun Jackson and some of these guys are still on a smear campaign with Chip Kelly from their time with the Eagles. But come on, man, y'all got to get over that shit. This was years ago, man. Like, come on, bro. You're a head coach at Delaware State, I believe now, Del State. Like, man, you got good things going on, man. What the fuck are you still wasting your time talking shit about Chip Kelly for? Like, what are we doing here? But I digress. Let's get these supers real quick. Tyree Wilson for Trey Hendrickson in a heartbeat. But guess what? Cincinnati is not doing that at all. Salute to Two Stock, my guy in the building. Salute to 818 Raider. We talked about this off screen, and I'm gonna say this 818 because we're not gonna do the WWE thing today. But I'll say this: he's 53 years old. He's a comedy act at this point. Like, if he's getting paid a ton of money and his contract is up, and you don't see it's worth it, why are we tripping off of R-Truth and Carlito, two comedy acts that really don't provide a ton of entertainment outside of a few segments here and there? I'm not going to trip. So, still to 818. It's not that big.
I want that Ron Cena shirt.
Yeah, they sold out. They sold out. So, but they'll probably have a few more, which is one of the number one selling T-shirts in WWE right now. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about post-June moves here, you guys. But let's get to some predictions for this football team this upcoming season. We'll do some over, some under, and we'll also give some predictions as well. Let's get to Geno Smith. We'll start there. 2024, 4,320 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, 15 picks with a 93.2 passer rating. His O-line, little bro, was ranked 30th out of 32 in the NFL with the rushing attack that also was ranked 28th at the bottom of the league. What do you see him doing this upcoming season? Over, under with what he did last season, and then let's give some little takes in between.
Over passing yards, I'm looking in the ballpark of anywhere between 4,700 and 5,000 yards.
Wow! Bold take from Hammer.
Because again, my thing is the familiarity already with Pete Carroll. When he was with Uncle Pete those 2 seasons, his numbers were fucking crazy as a starter. Touchdowns. How many did you say he had last year? 21?
Mm-hmm.
28.
Okay. Taking over?
Over. Interceptions?
15. Remind you, once
I'm
again,
going
he had
under.
that.
I'm going under. And I'm going to say maybe 10.
I'm going to take the under on the passing yards. I think he'll be somewhere in that 4,000 to 4,100 range. I think, once again, you got Ashton Genty. You took him at 6. We're going to run the ball a ton. Brock's going to get his issue. Besh is going to get his issue. Dante, everybody, Trey Tucker, so on and so forth. But he's not going to have to force the football so much. He'll have a better ground game. He'll have a better offensive line this year. I'll take the under, but slightly, that 4,000, 4,100 range. I'll take the over on touchdowns for sure. I mean, he'll have a ton more with all the talent that he possesses at the running back position, Brock, so on and so forth. I'll take the under also on the picks. I think those will come down mightily. He'll be protected a lot more, and once again, he'll have a ground game. So 4,000 yards, somewhere in that 4,000, 4,100, over on the touchdowns, under. And I like that, the over-under. I like that even better than what we were doing initially. So, chat, let us know. 43-20 last year in the passing game, 21 touchdowns, 15 picks. Give us the over or the under on all 3 of those stats. Ashton Genty, this is collegiate, you guys, so I understand there's a difference between playing at Boise State and playing with the Las Vegas Raiders. But last season, 29 touchdowns on 374 carries for 2,600 yards on the ground, averaging 7 a clip. 23 receptions also in the passing game to go with 1 touchdown and 138 yards in the air. Can I start here real quick, little bro?
Yes.
I'm going to take the under on the touchdowns. I'm going to take the under on the yards on the ground. I'll take the over on the receptions, and I'll also take the over on the 1 touchdown and 138 in the air. I think it's going to be a lot better. Pete has already alluded to wanting to have him out there getting third down reps. They're going to use him in third down situations also. They want him to be a well-oiled machine. They want him to be a workhorse.
Yep.
So I'll take the over on receptions, 23. I'll take the over on 138 in the air, and I'll take the over on 1 touchdown, but I'm going to take the under on 29 touchdowns. I got 12 to 15, 12 on the ground, 3 in the air, and I'm going to take the under, way under, on the 2,600 yards. I'll say somewhere in the ballpark of 1,250 to 1,300 in year 1.
Total yards, I'm going to go under, but I'm looking at probably total yardage, probably around the ballpark of anywhere between 1,500 and 1,700 yards.
All purpose.
Yes, all purpose.
Okay, agree. Not mad about that. How many touchdowns?
On the ground.
He said he wants 10 to 20 this year. He said he wants 10 to 20. I found common ground there between that 12 and 15 range.
I would say between 12 and 15.
Okay.
I'd be perfectly fine with that. I think he does get at least 2, maybe 3 receiving touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What am I missing right here?
Salute to our brother Ty in the building as well. I hope your jersey should be there tomorrow, brother. You, Mutation, and Hug should be receiving your jerseys tomorrow.
What am I missing?
I think the receiving game. What was it? 138, I believe that in my note.
138 yards receiving.
Yeah, and 1 touchdown. I think it's fair to say you take the over on both of those, right?
I'm gonna take the over because I said like maybe 2-3 receiving touchdowns.
Okay.
Receiving yards. 3, anywhere between 3 to 400 receiving yards.
Agreed. So we're right there, kind of in the same ballpark. Salute to Michael. In my opinion, an amazing 10-7 or a healthy 8-9. Hey, all improvements from 4-13 last season. Salute to my guy Michael on a $2 special. Let's get to Brock Bowers. This is an interesting one because he was phenomenal last season, but it was a really, really bad offense. Couldn't get the ground game going. Terrible quarterback situation. The O-line struggled at the beginning of the season, got a little stronger as the year progressed. Last year, 1,194 yards, an NFL rookie tight end record. 112 receptions, an NFL rookie record. He was targeted 153 times. He only had 5 touchdowns his rookie year. He also carried the ball 5 times for 13 yards. So we'll start from here. The over, the under, 1,194.
I want to say over.
I wanted to too, but I can't.
I want to say over, but everybody talks about these sophomore woes, and at the same time, you got tape on the kid now. But really,
I don't mean shit. This is Brock Bowers.
This dude is realistically, and I've heard a few people say it, and I can absolutely agree with them. He's probably, if not the best tight end in collegiate football history
ever. Yes, and that says a lot.
I want to come down to earth a little bit. Do I see him getting over 1,000 receiving yards? Yes.
Yes, me too. I'll say 1,000 to 1,100, somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm.
There's not enough footballs to go around. We got a ton of more talent. These young guys are going to get involved. And once again, we have a ground game. We're going to be running the football effectively this season with Genty and Raheem Mostert and company. So I'm going to take the under as well. I think we can both agree on that. Gotcha. 112 receptions. I'm going to take the under as well. Once again, it still fits the narrative of there's not enough footballs to go around. You kind of had to force him the ball last season, and he was even open even more than him getting the ball. He should have had more stats, little brother, than what he had last year. But I'm going to take the under on 112 receptions. What you got?
Do you have him still at the 100 mark, or do you have him like just shy?
Just shy. I got just shy. I think he's going to average more per catch this season than what he did last season. And I think and his targets are going to come down a little bit in his receptions as well. He was targeted 153 times last season.
I'm looking at under 100 receptions, and I'm probably looking at like just shy. I'm saying probably a ballpark of between 95 to 98.
Okay. I agree with you. I'm going to take the under on the receptions in that 90, somewhere in that 90 range. I'm going to bring down the targets as well for 153. Once again, there's going to be they're going to find a way. Chip's going to find a way to get everybody involved offensively. I think we both can agree. Take the over on 5 touchdowns. I got at least 10 with Mark.
I got him with 12.
Yeah, at least 10. I'm going to take the over on 5. And then he carried the ball, lined up at H-back 5 times.
And that's the thing with Chip Kelly. And again, you want to play these guys to their strengths. Don't be surprised if you see Brock thrown in the backfield every now and then. If you see a pro gun formation with him and Genty, just imagine the possibilities with that shit alone.
I'm going to take the over on 5 reps at the running back position. Disturbing. So why not? Salute to Ty, man. That is dope, bro. Happy birthday, man. Happy belated birthday to our brother Ty Davis. He said he was out there in AC balling out, man. 47th. That is a blessing. Salute to my guy, Ty Davis. Man, everybody in the comment section, let our brother know happy birthday. Salute to our guy, Ty. Oh, yeah, I told him. The wife said, Ty, happy birthday. Your jersey will be there tomorrow. Let's get to our guy, Jacoby Myers here. Stats last season, 87 receptions, 1,027 yards, 4 touchdowns in 15 games, all career highs. You mind if I start here, little bro? It's gonna be pretty quick. I'm gonna take the under on the receptions, on yards, but I'm gonna take the over on the touchdowns. I think he has more than 4 tutties. He only played in 15 games, missed 2 last year. I'll bring down the receptions of 87. I think he comes back down to reality a little bit. I got him somewhere in the 800 to 900 yard range. I know he had his first 1,000 yards last season. He was our best receiver, opposite of Brock Bowers. But once again, we have a ton of more talent in that room. I'm going to take the under on 1,027, under on the 87 receptions, over on 4 touchdowns. What you got?
Over on touchdowns, receptions, I'm going under. I'm probably saying anywhere between 65 and 75 receptions. Yards wise, again, back down to earth. Probably like an 850, 875 mark. I
agree. Jacoby, everybody in the comment section, let us know. Adam says he's going to get 1K again. Would love it. And our brother has a sinus infection right now. So bear with Hammer, man. He's going through the motions right now. Salute to our guy for pulling up today. Jack Besh, this is his 2024 stats with TCU. He had 4 games where he went over 100 yards. He had 9 touchdowns, and he had 62 catches for 1,034 yards. This is in 12 games. I'm going to take the under on 4 games over 100 yards. I'm going to take the under on 9 touchdowns. And I'm going to take the under on the 62 catches for 1,000 yards as well. I don't think I have him somewhere in that 700 to 800 range in year 1, but he could potentially be the number 1 guy and he can shut me up real quick. But I was really high on Jack Besh, but once again, there's so many footballs to go around. I'll have him in that 700 to 800 range, under on the 4 games over 100. I have him somewhere in that 5 to 7 touchdown range, and I'll take the under on 62 and 1,000 yards. What you got?
We're on the same page with everything.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it from this, and I haven't mentioned this because I haven't been on, but for all you fantasy football players this season, I'm putting it out there right now. I'm taking Ashton Genty in the first round. If he's there, he's going to lead all rookies in total yards and all-purpose yards this coming season. Bank on that.
Talk that shit, Hammer. Salute to the chat. Wipe them feet. Break them thumbs. You guys also hit that subscribe button. Let me see if we hit that 28K range real quick. I want to see. We might be closer to our goal. Nope. We are still 7 subscribers away. Hit that subscribe button, you guys. We're getting closer to 28,000 subscribers. Let's get to our rookie out of Tennessee, Dante Thornton Jr., 2024 stats. He had 26 receptions. He had 661 yards and 6 touchdowns in 11 games. He also led the nation with 25.4 yards per catch. What's funny, man? I'm going to take the under on the touchdowns, but I am going to take the over on 26 receptions, and I'm going to take the over. This may be a hot take. I'm taking the over on 661. I got him somewhere in that 700 range in year 1. I think that they're going to find a way to get this very impressive young, rookie guy out of Tennessee involved in this offense. They're also giving him reps in special teams, which is really cool. The fastest player in the draft last season. It'd be interesting to see him getting some kick returns and so on and so forth. I'm going to have him somewhere in that 700 range. I think they're going to find a way to get Dante heavily involved. Take the over on 26. What you got?
I'm iffy about this one right now because it seems like the average, 25.6?
Yeah.
That's just a lot of deep balls.
25.4.
Dude, that's a lot of deep balls.
Pause.
No Diddy.
Geno Smith?
That's
He also got Trey Tucker. He needs his issue as well. So, I don't really know how much Dante Thornton.
Receptions wise, I'm looking at anywhere between 40 to 50.
Okay, I like that. And once again, the Tennessee offense was weird. So he wasn't that involved.
Yardage, I'm cutting in half. I'm looking at maybe 4.
Wait. So you're going to double the receptions damn near, but you're going to cut the yardage in half?
What did I say for the receptions?
You said somewhere in that 40 to 50 range. But you're going to say, but
40,
you said
40 to 50, and now let me fix that with the yards. The yards, maybe 500, 525, maybe.
Okay. So in that Trey Tucker range.
Yeah, like it's very iffy right now. And again, like the ball can only go around so much, right?
Yeah. Okay. Over. So we both got the over on receptions. I have the over hot take, 661 yards. I'm taking the under on 6 touchdowns, even though I hope that he has double that, which would be great. He played in 11 games and led the nation with 25.4 yards per catch. I'm going to take the under on that as well, because once again, Trey Tucker's going to be involved. Brock, everybody's going to be involved, but it'd be great to see Dante become, this rookie sensation in year 1. It would be great.
I think he's going to be a guy that can blow the top off on that offense.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that Geno likes to air it out.
Yeah.
And when he has that shot, you've seen the highlights, you've seen the film on that. So,
and he mentioned the other day too, Lil Bro, about he loves to have those weapons on the outside that if you want to man him up, be my guest.
Good luck with that shit.
Yeah. Good luck with that shit. So salute to Mike Downs, my guy, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother Mike Downs, appreciate you so much. If you guys want to become a member, make sure you hit the links on both sides. They're pinned up top. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here. Shieldmore, my brother Mike Downs, so appreciated, my brother. Let's get to Trey Tucker. 2024, 17 games. He started 14 of them. He had 539 yards on 47 catches with 3 touchdowns in the air. He had 81 targets, averaging 11.5 a clip. Also had a rushing touchdown on 9 attempts on the ground. I'm going to take the over on 539. I think that he'll still be somewhere in that 600 to 700 range.
Wow.
I'm going to come down on I damn near want to come down on the 47 catches, because
I feel like I'm going to come down on everything. Like it just Besh, Thornton, Bowers, Jacoby.
Yeah. And we may not be done yet. Post June, we may bring in it. And then once again, we got Tommy Touchdown in the building out of Montana State, which he may get some looks as well. So it's going to be tough to get everybody involved. But once again, this dude is a deep ball threat. He has a guy that can actually find him now, deep. So I'll take the over on the yards. I'll take the under on the catches. 3 touchdowns, I can see that somewhere in that 3 to 4 range. So I'll kind of stand pat right there.
Yeah.
I'll take the under on 81 targets. But I'll take the over on 9 attempts on the ground. I think Chip's going to get him involved, some jet sweeps, and you may see him, getting a ton of reps there as well. I'm taking the over on 9 attempts on the ground. Why not? Let's have some fun. Let's do it. Michael Mayer, I think this is fair to say. This is kind of easy, you guys. If he's still on this roster, which I think he will be, he missed 7 games last season for personal reasons. He played in 11 games. He started in 8 of them. He only had 21 catches. He had 156 yards and no touchdowns. I'm going to take the over on all this shit. I think that, if he's out there healthy, he's too good regardless if you have Brock Bowers on this roster or not. Michael Mayer was one of the better tight ends in college football. There was a reason we moved up to get him in the second round a few years prior with Josh McDaniels and Ziegler in the fold. I'm taking the over on 21 catches. I'm taking the over on 156, and I'm taking the over on no touchdowns. What you got?
Over down the board.
Kind of easy.
Over down the board. As long as there's no mental health breaks again.
And once again, we're just speculating, you guys. We don't know what it was, but I mean, all signs are pointing towards it potentially being something of that magnitude.
Yeah, I'm going over down the board.
Okay, let's do it. Raheem Mostert. I think this is going to be kind of easy as well. Last year, he battled through some injuries. I believe he had like a torn sternum or some crazy shit. He had 85 carries. I'm taking the over. 278 yards on the ground. I'm taking the over. He had 2 touchdowns. I'm taking the over. Also had 19 catches for 161 yards in the air. I'm going to take the over on both of these also. He played in 13 games. In 2024, you guys, he led the NFL with 21 touchdowns. He had 18 on the ground, 3 in the air. I'm taking the over on all this shit. This is the Michael Mayer effect. He's healthy. He had a 1-year super prove-it deal. It was like $2.1 million, former guy that played under Chip Kelly, with the Niners for a season years prior. I'm taking over on all this. What you got?
Over. We talked about Mostert a while back. You had people that were against it, and I gave my points in terms of Mostert.
Yeah.
Goal line situations, red zone situations, a touchdown machine. I'm going over down the board with every single stat from last season.
Salute to my brother Hug. FYI, Sanjeet dropped at Caleb Rogers. I heard that as well. But let me say this. This is the time of the year where everybody's going to get some starting reps. They want to see what they got with these guys. No helmets are on yet. The pads aren't on yet. There was a ton of talk as well of Jacorian not getting first-team reps out there early on at OTA. So I'm not going to overthink this right now, Hug. I think that they're trying to see what they have with him out there. And there's going to be a ton of guys getting first-team reps that you may have not even thought were going to. It's OTAs. So I love that the young kid is getting some reps. I think he's a very mature rookie. I think that he could be a starter for us down the line. But, I know Waste is really high on him, thinks he could be a starter in year one. I don't think so. I think they're going to run with Alex Kappa and par him at the guard spots. But once again, it's OTAs. Everybody's going to get some reps. They want to see what they have. And they want to build some chemistry with all these guys. Different looks. Jordan Meredith's out there. They got a ton of guys. But I'm going to say this. I don't think that he's going to start. I wouldn't be shocked if he did down the line. If Alex Kappa continues to struggle the way he did last year in Cincinnati, I think that he may be able to steal that spot. But once again, it's OTAs. It's OTAs. Salute to Hug. Let's get to the defensive side of the football, man. And salute once again to everybody here. Man, you guys get those likes up. Hit that subscribe button once again. I know Hammer's trying to get to his next milestone on his channel. We're trying to hit that 28K mark. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. This is going to be an easy we're going to just go defensive line here. We could talk a little bit about our DBs and what we think they're going to do this season as well. But this is kind of – you got to kind of take the over on all this shit. Maxx, he only played in 12 games.
Over.
17.5 sacks, 17 tackles for loss, 5 passes defense, 28 solo tackles, 45 total, 20 quarterback hits. He missed 5 games due to an ankle injury. Over. Malcolm Kuntz missed the entire season, okay? But we'll go off of 2023. He had 8 sacks, 43 total tackles, and 3 forced fumbles in 2023, and that was in 11 starts. I'm taking over on all that. I think Malcolm can get at least 10 this season if healthy. I got him in that 10 to 12 range. I think Malcolm Kuntz is in for a big season. Christian Wilkins, he only played in 5 games before the Jones fracture derailed his season. He had 2 sacks, 17 total tackles, 6 QB hits, played the run nicely, you guys, before the injury. According to PFF, he had an 80.2 grade, defensive run grade. My apologies, ranking him 3rd amongst 219 defensive tackles. I'm going to take the over if Christian Wilkins is healthy and good to go. There's a lot of speculation about that Jones fracture, the screw in his foot, if he's going to be ready for week 1. But if he is healthy and ready to go, this is easy. He only played in 5 games. Take the over. This one's going to be fun right here, Hammer. I'm going to throw this your way. Tyree Wilson, year 3. Showed some promise in year 2. He definitely got better than he was in his rookie season. He had 4.5 sacks last season, 27 total tackles, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery. He only started in 4 games, but he played in 16 games total. What are you going to take in terms of 4.5 sacks? The over or the under? Over. I agree. I got him somewhere in that 6 to 8 range in year 3. 27 total tackles? Over. The one forced fumble, I think is kind of somewhere in that same range. 1 fumble recovery. I'll just maybe
leave it at 1 fumble recovery.
Yeah. I mean, I think we can pretty much keep him right there, right there at that range. So, but I'm hoping that he can eclipse that 4.5 and put us somewhere in that 6 to 9 range if possible.
I hope so too, because they'll decline that 5th-year option.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And right now, if he continues to go the way he's going, they're going to. There's no way they're going to pick that up. Once again, he's a top 10 pick. Yep. So that 5th-year option looks a little different than most. Salute to Snake Fist. Greetings, Graf and Hammer. Haven't heard much about Melo at OTAs. Reports that Ja Joyner is balling at OTAs. What are the updated chances that these 2 will make the 53-man roster? I have them both making this roster, Snake Fist. There's so many question marks surrounding those defensive ends. Once again, Tyree in year 3. Will he get better? Charles Snowden, the shit that he went through last season. Maxx with the injury, but Maxx is Maxx. Malcolm Kuntz coming back from that devastating knee injury. He's finally back out there, with doing football activities. But I have Ja Joyner making this roster. I do. I think he's going to be like the Charles Snowden of this year, or like the Amari Gaynor of last year. Like he's going to be a guy that I think a lot of people are going to go to bat for come training camp, and he potentially makes this roster. I think he makes it. We're thin in that cornerback group right now. I think that, and you guys know I'm a huge Melo Dotson fan. I got Melo making the roster. What do you think with Melo and Ja? And once again, it's OTAs, so I don't know. Training camp will get a better assessment. But we shall see. What you got? You got both of them making the team?
I got both of them making it. And Anthony, I'm just as surprised as you are that Snowden is still on this team.
Yeah, me too. Salute to our guy Wasted. Big Bro's in the building. He says Ja Joyner is making it. Facts. Talk that talk. Salute to my guy Snake Fist on the $10 special. Angel says Wasted is 100% putting lotion on his feet. This is 110% correct. Factory outlet. Did you see the article that Vinny B dropped on the Las Vegas Review Journal?
Let's talk about it, though.
Put some things out there. Says that Geno Smith has looked really good out there in camp thus far. He said he serves as a stabilizing force. He said that he's been a calming influence on the Raiders at the quarterback position. And he also said 2 years ago, starting quarterback Jimmy G wasn't cleared to participate in OTAs. We remember that vividly because he was coming off foot injury. Last year, second year quarterback Aiden O'Connell and journeyman Gardner Minshew both struggled while battling for the starting spot. So it's good to hear that Geno's out there doing this thing. He says by having Geno, it kind of brings a sense of stability, if that makes sense. This is coming from Jacoby Myers. This was on the presser. He knows what he's doing. He shows up the same every day. His personality stays the same every day. I haven't seen him have a bad day yet. And that is great because, once again, I remember people were killing Geno a week ago about him throwing, 2 or 3 picks at OTAs, which happens when you're trying to figure out this new system with Chip Kelly in the fold, man. How does it feel right now? Just at least knowing, right? There's no quarterback battle. Like, this is our guy. We traded a 3rd round pick for him. I love the calming force at the quarterback position. What's your thoughts on this take with Vinny B?
I think it should be calming for the rest of Raider Nation that we have a quarterback that we're going into camp. Well, camp starts next month.
Yep.
We don't have a QB competition. We don't have QB drama, and we have a proven veteran.
Yeah.
It puts me a hell of a lot more at ease than it did with Gardner McFucknuts, than Jimmy G String. I think we're good right now, and I think Raider Nation should feel the same exact way.
Facts. Look at 2 stock. I'm telling you guys, we need to make calls to the Bengals. They don't even have their 1st round pick signed. Tyree and a pick for Hendrickson. Thing is, man, I think they want to give Malcolm every chance under the sun to take that 2nd spot and to potentially get, an extension down the line. Maxx is going to bat for him. He's already said that is his best sparring partner since he's been a Raider. I don't see us making a move for Hendrickson. I just don't, 2 stock, especially with Malcolm Kuntz in the fold and Tyree, a former top 10 pick in the mix at the defensive end position. But I would love to have Hendrickson. If they went out and made that move, dude, this defensive line would be so nasty. Like, it wouldn't make any sense. But once again, you're going to have to pay him over $30 million a year. I don't think that they want to pay a guy that's, 30 years old at this point.
Yeah.
That led the league in sacks last season. But I mean, that would be a nasty, nasty duo. I just don't see it happening. Would I be mad if it happened? Hell no. I'd be ecstatic. But I just don't think that it happens. I don't. Salute to 2 stock. Also, he mentioned, we just talked about this, our guy Dante Thornton is jumping off tape out there right now. 6'5", 205, ran a 4.3, 40-yard dash at the NFL Combine. They said that his size, his speed has stood out at camp. This comes from Chip Kelly. There's a lot of humans on this planet. There's not a lot of humans on this planet that can do that. I think you had a draw. If you had to draw an outside receiver up, you would pick that type of body type. Someone that's got that length, someone that has got a huge catch radius, but also has that speed. He's not just a guy that can run fast. He's got some real receiver capabilities to him. This is Jacoby. I'm so excited to kind of help groom him and help push him along and see what he could do on the field when the pads come on. Thornton is also taking reps, according to Vinny B, at kick returner. We just talked about that for the Raiders. His speed and athletic ability can make him a huge factor on special teams.
Thornton is that old school type receiver, like that prototype that we grew up watching that was a wideout.
Yeah.
Megatron, T.O.
Yeah.
Guys like that. Like, that's the reason I'm incredibly excited.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Not that now. You know,
Metcalf
another
is a little shorter, but he's just a fucking specimen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love that pick, and I'm excited to see what he does as a wideout for us. Definitely.
Facts. Salute to John Calvin in the building. Appreciate you for being here. Rich Mitchell, we appreciate you for the kind words, my brother. We will definitely have some more shows on the way. Stay tuned. You will definitely see all the bros together rocking as we get closer to training camp. Also, salute to Matt. I love that. Yes, Chip Kelly will upgrade our time of possession.
Yes.
This is facts. Facts. We're going to run the football a ton. So look, that's the thing that needs to improve the most this year is keeping Patrick Mahomes off the football field, keeping Herbert off the football field, keeping Bo Nix off the football field. And guess what? When you make an investment in an Ashton Genty with pick 6 in the NFL draft, that lets you know that we're gonna get the running the football to set up the pass. Definitely gonna upgrade our time of possession. This is facts. Facts. Facts.
Bold take. Bo Nix has a slump in his sophomore year.
I don't think that's a bold take. I mean, we seen C.J. Stroud come back down to reality a little bit last year.
Yeah, Stroud was different. Stroud was different. He had a lot of his guys.
I know.
A lot of his guys to injuries.
Very predictable offense. The O-line was beat up. I mean, Bo Nix does have one of the better offensive lines in football. They went out, got R.J. Harvey, which is going to help take a ton of pressure off of him. Their second round guy out of Central Florida. But man, we shall see. But I don't think that's really a bold take. The third thing that Vinny B had to say in this article, if you guys have not gotten a chance to, go over to reviewjournal.com and read it for yourselves. Offensive line has options. So the Raiders' first team offensive line thus far consists of Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, JPJ, Alex Kappa, and DJ Glaze. I mean, I think that's kind of easy to say right now before training camp comes around. But the team has plenty of competition behind that group. Jordan Meredith, who started down the stretch last season, can still earn a starting role. Kappa's spot is not guaranteed despite the 2-year, $11 million deal he signed with the Raiders this offseason. Rookie Caleb Rogers got some first-team reps at OTAs. The third-round pick out of Texas Tech will also receive every opportunity to earn playing time in the interior. The Raiders also have depth behind Miller and Glaze. Veteran Thayer Munford began last year as a starter. Charles Grant, third-round pick out of William & Mary, will have a chance to prove he can earn a role as a rookie. For now, Kelly is just evaluating which players are learning his offense the quickest. So once again, for those who were saying that Caleb was getting first-team reps out there, you're trying to see what sticks, what works, and what doesn't. He went on to say, how are they picking up schemes? How are they working together? Kelly said, are they making the right calls? Are they identifying the defense in a proper manner so that we're on the right people? Salute to Vinny B with a great article over there at the Review Journal. 3 things. The offensive line has options. Dante Thornton is jumping off the tape right now. You love to see it. We will have him on the show again soon. Me and his agent were texting the other day about food spots in Las Vegas. He's like, yo, bro, where do I go eat out here?
Barcode.
You know what I mean? Oh, shit. I didn't even send him barcode.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, I did not send him barcode, bro. I am tweaking. I got to. I said Hash a Go-Go. I said Grits Cafe and Tacos El Gordo. Those are the 3 spots that I told him to run off to. Hash a Go-Go, Grits Cafe, and Tacos El Gordo. Definitely got to tell him.
Hash a Go-Go was definitely a really good breakfast spot. Definitely.
Yeah.
But anytime people are telling me they're going to Vegas now or they live in Vegas, I'm like, yo, go hit up Barcode. Let them ask for Cody and tell him Hammer sent you.
And go get that JPJ burger. He was just over there, got a new burger. Salute to Calvin. Yes. Our international portal player has been getting reps at the guard position on the offensive line.
Yep. Definitely. I was actually just about to ask about that too, because I did I saw Hondo's tweet like in the middle of the night a couple days ago, and I quoted it and reposted it, and I actually like that idea. He's a rugby player.
Yeah.
Rugby players are used to scrums.
Yeah.
This dude
6'6", 330 or some shit.
Like a fucking freak. To be doing like, just imagine the possibilities fucking blocking in front of fucking Genty. Like, that's fucking crazy.
It'd be nasty, nasty work. Rock says, thanks, fellas, for that fire content. Salute to my guy, Raider Rock, in the building. Appreciate you as always. We're coming up on that hour mark, you guys. Get some questions in. If you guys, want to talk more ball, we are here. We're not rushing off the screen. We wanted to talk about, some predictions thus far with production-wise from some of our players. We talked about post-June, a ton of moves are going to be on the horizon, not just with us, but around the league. Like we said, keep an eye on some of these names, the Tyreek Hills, the Jalen Ramseys, the Trey Hendricksons. Apparently that's not working out in Cincinnati right now, and it looks as though he may be sitting out if he doesn't get a new deal. Kirk Cousins, we talked about him.
He's going to Pittsburgh. He's going to Pittsburgh.
I can see that because it's taking so damn long for this Aaron Rodgers situation.
Yeah, he's going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, man. So we shall see, but there's going to be other names. Is there any other free agents right now that you would take a look at, though? I mean, we talked about the wide receiver position a ton with Cooper. We can kind of stay away from that. Gabe Davis went to the Giants, did not sign, visited with the Niners, did not sign. That's another big body guy that you can add a young big body receiver that has some really good season with Buffalo.
Gabe Davis is a guy that I watched while he was playing with Buffalo and thought alongside Diggs, like he was such a solid number 2. But incredibly productive when his number was called. Like, I would not mind taking the flyer on him. I would not.
Me neither. I mean, but once again, I think the thing that they're worried about most with him is he healthy? He dealt with some injuries. Most people go down to Jacksonville and kind of come back down to earth. It happens. It's the Jacksonville. It's the Duval effect.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? But we shall see. I would love that. And OG Fade, a lot of people are talking about Justin Simmons. He came back down to reality a ton last year in Atlanta. I know he didn't really fit in that system. He had him and Jesse Bates out there. He didn't look good in Atlanta. But once again, it wasn't really a scheme fit. It'd be interesting to see if we would bring in Justin Simmons to help that back end of our defense. Maybe we do bring another safety in. I heard James Bradbury, with him being a Pro Bowler under Patrick Graham with their time with the Giants, can see him potentially come in and convert to safety and potentially add some cornerback reps to us as well. I don't know
how much. His previous annual was 12.6.
Oh, he's not getting it. He missed all season last year.
Yeah.
So look, you're gonna have to take a discount. This is gonna be a hometown discount.
We can go through a list right now. I'm looking at a list right now with the current free agents. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, no. Keenan Allen, his market value is $11 million. Kiss my whole ass. Nope.
No.
Von Miller's still available. Amari Cooper, Brandon Scherf, we don't need him.
There's some talk about the Chargers bringing in Von Miller too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
God. Marcus Williams, Matt Judon. Damn, Judon's available?
Yep. I mean, bro, he's like fucking 98 years old.
Yeah, 32. Yeah, he's about to be 33. His market value is 4.2. Gabe Davis, his market last year was 13. Preston Smith, previous annual was 13. James Bradbury again. Cut that shit in half and we could talk. Shaq Mason, Zadarius Smith, Jadeveon Clowney, C.J. Mosley, Justin Simmons, Kendall Fuller, Stephon Gilmore, Raekwon Davis, DeMarcus Walker, Rasul Douglas.
Rasul is still available. He's a big body corner that I can see Pete Carroll work wonders with.
His market's 11.
And what is he, like 6'3"?
Let's see.
Like 6'3", 6'4", something like that.
This pulls up.
He's at least 6'2".
What the fuck? They won't show his fucking height and weight?
I wouldn't be against bringing in Rasul Douglas. Shit, Rasul and Gabe Davis. Bring me 2 former Buffalo Bills. I'm with all that. While you look that up, Lions All-Pro and Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow. Yes, one of the game's best has informed the team he plans to retire, man. He's one of the best centers in football. Salute to him. Enjoy retirement, brother. That's a major knock for that Detroit offense. After already having a tough offseason with Ben Johnson and company leaving. But wait, bro, Rasul Douglas is what, 6'3"? I'm looking right now. He's 30 years old, 6'2", 6'3". Yeah. I mean, he fits the mold of what Pete likes.
How much are you giving him, though? His market value is 11.
I give him 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Yep.
Shit. I'd rather have him than James Bradbury, a guy that missed all season last year. And what's James Bradbury? He's like 31, 32.
He's up there.
It's got to be. It's got to be.
Hold on. I got you.
Angel says I would sign
31, about to be 32.
Okay. I would only sign a linebacker in the corner.
Those are our needs right now. Those are really our needs right now.
But honestly, I mean, outside of Jermaine Pratt with Cincinnati, who could potentially be a post-June cut, who do you look at? I just don't know what linebackers would truly add some value at this point. I don't know. You already went and got Devin White. You went and got a Landon Robertson. You still have a ton of young guys. You got Jalen Smith back in the fold. We re-signed him. You got Tommy Eichenberg, Amari Gaynor. I think they want to see what some of these young guys can do this year. I don't think that they're going to look at another linebacker unless an injury occurs.
I'm looking at the linebackers now. Shawan Bentley. Damn, my fucking eyes are killing me. Devondre Campbell, Kazir White, Jalen Reeves, Maben, Dennis Gardeck, Shaq Thompson.
Shaq is available, and the Raiders reached out to him. But I'll say this: I don't know where he is in terms of his health.
He played 10. No, that's wrong. Never mind. His market value is only $1 million.
Yeah, it's nothing. Played his entire career with Carolina. I know firsthand that there was mutual interest there. Like, I know firsthand. But once again, I don't know where he is, health-wise. I know that he was trying to get back and rehabbing and trying to get right. So, got a family. That cover art, that Saquon Hurtle one on the Madden, that shit's dope. That shit is dope. It's fire. Salute to my guy, Ty Davis, as well. That rugby player is like Frankenstein, freaking monster. I don't care what position. Just put that massive Hulk-looking motherfucker on the field. Talk, Ty. Talk. Salute to my brother, Ty High Stakes Davis. Get a few more questions in, you guys. We still got almost 800 people rocking in the building. Salute to my brother, Graham Cam, as well. Our backers will be good as a unit. I'm not worried about. I like that, Graham. I like the optimism there. And AC, Jermaine Pratt should be available here soon. I know that they were potentially trying to trade him. I think he wants a new deal. They may just outright cut him in Cincinnati. So he'd be an interesting guy to bring in. He'd be one of the best linebackers on his roster immediately. And I think they drafted two. So I wouldn't be shocked if they moved on from him. Let me see. Adam, I mean, on paper, he's a better run stopper. So he's not the greatest cover guy, but I mean, Spillane wasn't either when he came over to the Raiders. So we'll see what he looks like in the system. Simple says, Graph, who is our kick and punt returners? Who do you got, Hammer? I'll give this one over to you.
I want Juice Box to be a returner.
Now, come on, man. I think Dylan Lowry is going to be fighting for a spot. I think that Tommy Malott is going to be looked at. And then Dante Thornton is getting some reps out there as a kick returner. And also maybe Trey Tucker. There's your four fighting for those spots. 10 Commandments. I did not see your super, brother. My apologies. Do you see Pete letting Maxx play every down? He has ended 2 straight seasons with a leg/ankle injury. That's a really good question, 10 Commandments. I'll say this, man. Pete is going to not allow Maxx to be his own worst enemy. Let's just say that. He's coming off of a nasty injury. He's getting older, right? I'm not saying he's old by any means. He's in the pinnacle of his career. But coming off of that kind of injury, I think that he doesn't need to be out there as much. I mean, look, you can't have him out there every rep, Hammer. You just gave him a new deal, extended him. He's going to be a guy that is a major part of the future of this team.
And you better put a solid rotation together.
Yeah.
Like, if he looks like he needs to catch water, then fucking throw Tyree in there, like, for a down or two. But
yeah. But
these guys need to be fresh.
It's dependent on Tyree in year 3. It's dependent on Malcolm Kuntz being healthy and being ready to go. Opposite of Maxx, it's going to be interesting to see, who else can rotate in and out on Max's side. We shall see. But I think that Pete is not going to allow him to be his own worst enemy this year. You know what I mean? And years prior, we was like, man, we need Maxx out there every rep. But barring any injuries, just like Hammer said, we shall see. Salute to 10 Commandments. Mike Downs beat the Chiefs, win the division. Look, man, I just want to get in that just wild card discussion. Just get me there in year 1. Winning the division will be phenomenal, but just get me in that discussion of they're fighting for a wild card spot at the end of the year, and I'm cool. But I mean, man, if you could find a way to win the division, great. But honestly, Downs, there is a world where the Chargers and the Broncos can take that next step this season and even be over the Chiefs. We've seen this happen year in and year out where, Super Bowl teams come in and they struggle the next year. Broncos coming off of a playoff performance last season in year one with Bo Nix, Justin Herbert and company, and Harbaugh coming off of a playoff loss to the Texans. We shall see. We shall see. Get a few more questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. Salute to my guy DeMarcus, man. Graph and Hammer, what do you think happens at the slot corner position? Mello or a rotation of safeties playing that big nickel role? Mike Hilton. I would love at this point to add Mike Hilton. He would be clear-cut your starting slot guy. He'd be your best slot corner you have on that roster. Yep. Look, Darnay, I just want him to rotate in and out. I know that he has a rapport with Graham with their time together last season and with the Giants. I can definitely see Palomar getting some reps like he did at USC. Trey Taylor, he had a ton of slot reps at Air Force. Chin can kick down in certain looks. But I would love to add a Mike Hilton. I think that would be a great addition to this defense right now. I actually had a live setup the other day. I ended up deleting it because I had some family stuff that I had to deal with. But I was going to do the Darnay Holmes versus Mike Hilton, and Mike Hilton beats him 10 times out of 10. So I would love to add him. I think Mike Hilton would be a great pickup in free agency right now. But Mello is never honestly, DeMarcus, as much as I watched him at Kansas, I don't remember seeing him get a ton of reps in the slot. I don't even remember seeing him in the slot. Not saying that he can't play there, but I don't know. I think that Mello belongs on the boundary. He belongs on the boundary. That's where he got most of his production at Kansas. Those picks and pick sixes, they happened on the perimeter. Honestly, Harper is better than and Harper could be another guy that can give us some reps there in the slot. Grady Vance, I seen him talking to Pete the other day. Bro, Pete looked taller than Grady Vance. Crazy, but they got the USC connection. It'd be interesting to see if he makes this roster. Be interesting to see. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. As always, I appreciate you guys for rocking with us. If anything happens today, tomorrow, the next day, we will be covering everything Raiders related. Post-June talk, you guys. OTAs leading up to training camp. Stay tuned. Also, tomorrow, AFC West show. We will be live. Me, Jake, Darcy, Ben, covering the schedule with each team. We'll do some predictions with each team. Going to have some fun. Pull up 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time here on my channel and Darcy's channel as well. And we'll be live all week long. Football is right around the corner. I believe we're somewhere in that 90-day range before week one. So Things are going to start moving real quick right now. You got anything to say to the nation, man?
Feels good to be back. I missed y'all. Make sure to subscribe and acknowledge me.
There you go. And also, we need 5 more subscribers, you guys, to hit 28,000 subscribers. If you are not subbed yet, hit that subscribe button. I want to put together a 28K show sometime this week. We only need about 4 or 5 subscribers. So if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Other than that, man, we love y'all. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy your Monday. And also, once again, if anything does happen with our Raiders, look, Jalen Ramsey, whoever it is, it could be a practice squad guy. We will be running another live here today if anything happens with this team. So stay tuned. As always, we appreciate you all. We are outro.
That's what I'm talking about.